If you knew you couldn't fail, what would you love? What would you love to happen in the next 12 months and beyond? Well, these were famous last words, questions that were put to me from my mentor, the late legendary Mr. Bob Proctor. And I had a hard time answering those questions because I had never ever dreamt that big. I had never allowed myself to imagine a future so jam-packed with the things I would love for my precious life. But it's now the middle of the year, and it got me thinking that many people tend to tune out, tap off, because they have been busy from the beginning of the year going after a goal that has a very short inspirational shelf life. Many people, I've seen it in real estate agencies, I've seen it in the financial world, I've seen it in insurance. Many agents within these industries kind of start to taper off. They tend to lose their focus now because they are not in the receivership of their desired results. And of course, it doesn't help that their balance sheet, or I call it the report card, the sales sheet, is announcing to each and every one of them that they are behind, that they have not met their goals that they wanted to achieve by mid-year. And so many start to lose hope, tend to start to feel that their original goal was way too big to start. That, look, I might as well, it's August now, look, I'm just going to continue doing what I'm doing, but what's the point? And so the inner dialogue starts, that dangerous inner dialogue starts of the doubt, the fear, the worry that you are not going to achieve what you set out to achieve at the beginning of the year. Yet I believe that most salespeople chose the wrong goal in the beginning. They chose a goal that actually had a very short inspirational life. You see, when you go after a goal and you know the plan, the basic plan, look, if I sold 10 houses last year, I'm going to go for 15 this year. Well, it kind of loses its umph, it kind of loses its inspiration because the plan isn't working. The strategy isn't working, and most business owners are following a strategy, a business plan that I believe often causes people, business owners to fail because they get caught up in the report card syndrome. The report card syndrome is you keep looking at your balance sheet, and when you're not getting the results you want, this starts to occupy your mind all the time. Oh, I should have done this. I should have done that. Why isn't this moving? And so this starts to control your thinking. This report card controls your thinking instead of thinking into the results you want. You see, most people are living from the outside in instead of from the inside out. And that is the way you achieve what I call quantum leap results, where your mind is so occupied with the pictures, the imagery that you have created inside there, that you have such a will focused on that and not the outside. And of course, most people aren't in the habit of thinking like this. I'll never forget Wallace Wattles saying in his book, The Science of Getting Rich. He said, you don't get rich by doing certain things. You get rich by doing things in a certain way. And that certain way is a certain way of thinking, a certain pattern of thinking that you do day in, day out. And it certainly is not living from the outside in with your thinking. And so what do you do? How do you turn things around? Well, I believe that this mid-year is a great time to reset yourself for success. It's about letting go of what you've written down as a goal for this year and switching it up a bit and making it more inspirational right now by going after something that you would love, where you really are going after something that excites you and scares you at the same time. And of course, the caveat is you don't worry about the how. You don't worry about the how. That's the thing, right? You take action every day on a strategy, but your main focus is the quantum leap goal, is what I call it, a goal that is double, if not triple, of what you achieved last year. And so when you go after such a big goal, and it must include an income, because what you're doing is you are shifting the cybernetic mechanism inside the subconscious mind. You literally are reprogramming your subconscious mind with a new income, because you and I have been programmed to only earn a certain amount. It's set within the subconscious mind, but you can change it, and you can change it at any time by reprogramming yourself with a new income. So this is the first place to start, is I would sit down and ask yourself the question, what would I love? What would I love if I knew I couldn't fail? What would I love to create in the next 12 months and beyond, maybe 6 months and beyond? And really make sure that it scares you and excites you at the same time, because that's when you know you have the right goal. Oh, and you won't know the whole plan. That's when you know you have the right goal. You see, when I first started working with my mentor, Bob, I came to him, I spent a week with him. And he kept saying, I came to him, I said, oh, Bob, I'd love to earn triple my income. I'd love to earn 300,000 this year. I think I'd earned at that time about 150 in a year. And he was so angry with me. And he said, oh God, Tanya, go away and dream bigger. I mean, why go here when you could have gone there? And he said, are you worried about the plan? How are you going to get there? He said, that is why you are not dreaming big enough. What would you love? And said, okay, I went away and I asked for $1 million a month. And he was rather chuffed. And of course he said, well, that's better. But, you know, I'm still working on that. I still have it written on my goal card. That's it. And I know I will get there as long as I don't let the report card syndrome stop me. I have a strategy. I work on it every day. And it's amazing how things, people, places, and things are starting to show up. After all, it could possibly be just one client that gives me the $1 million a month. It could be the same for you. You're a real estate agent. If you want to sell a $10 million home, well, why not? Why not you, right? The only reason why you're not in the receivership of that reality is because you haven't programmed your subconscious mind, which is a servo mechanism that is dying to serve you. You just haven't given it this project. And when you give it this project with repetition over and over again, not worrying about the how, the time, even though I've put a time on my goal card of when I would like it, then watch out. It could happen today, tomorrow, maybe next week, maybe next month, maybe next year. But time is nothing to the subconscious mind. There is no time. We as humans have made up time. But in the quantum field, there is no time. So why go here when you could have gone there? It's just an idea. And when you put it on a goal card and you plant that idea inside the deep recess of your subconscious mind, then watch out. Watch out, because the unseen forces are going to get to work to make it happen. So my question to you is, what would you love if you knew you couldn't